So let's go ahead and get started. This is me. My name is Shireen Smith. I am the division sales leader here in our Colorado office, and I've been doing this about 20 years. But I'll be honest, this wasn't my ideal career. I didn't grow up as a, little girl saying, hey, someday I'm going to be in, the health industry sales. No, I think I wanted to be a cheerleader or a ballerina or something, but I followed my parents' guidance, right? Went to college, got my degrees, entered the career field, and boom, started making my way through the career path as corporate America. Worked for a great advertising firm and, spent a handful of my, early career years kind of climbing the corporate ladder, if you will. And then I kind of took a look. Maybe it was because I started seeing my 30s. Maybe it was because I had, put 90 hours a week in for 4 or 5 years straight. I realized that the company didn't value me. I needed them much more than they needed me. And I kind of looked up to my ceiling and realized the best life I was ever looking at was like $47,000, $52,000 a year. And when you are in your 20s, trust me, that feels like all the money in the world. And then you hit your 30s and you get a house and you get married and you have a few children and you think, okay, how in the world am I going to support a family on $50,000 a year? So I started looking around, threw my resume out there, wanted to find a rewarding industry, both financially rewarding, but I also wanted to do something that I enjoyed. And I wanted to maybe find a company that valued me. I had all these ideals. Why not aim for the stars, right? So a lot of companies contacted me, and I'll be honest, a lot of insurance companies. And that surprised me because I didn't realize the scope of our industry. And maybe you guys have had the same thing with your resumes out there. It's like insurance company, insurance company, insurance company. But since then, I've realized that the two largest, fastest growing industries are, banking and insurance. So I guess it made sense. So I started talking around, met some people in the industry who were very, very successful, talked to them, found it was going to be an opportunity to kind of run my own schedule, be my own boss a little bit, make a lot of money, and really help people. So it kind of was checking all those boxes that I was looking for. So I jumped in, decided to forego all these degrees that I had acquired in college and told my parents, yes, performance-based insurance sales, here I go. And my dad thought I was nuts. We've definitely come to terms since then because I had no idea what an amazing career this was. Financially, it's taken care of everything I could ever dream of and more. Lifestyle wise, gonna be honest, see that handsome gentleman on the cover of the magazine that I'm standing next to? That's Ron. He's my husband. I met him in this industry. And we've been together since 2001, married 18 years this March, 4 beautiful children. And it's just been a great opportunity. But I'll be real with you. The first 10 years in this industry, I bounced around a couple different companies. I was looking for what they were promising, but they weren't giving me. Okay. And there was a lot of them. I have AIL, Primerica, First Family, Health Markets. And I had challenges because, some of them said, oh, we're going to, support you and you're going to be making 6 figures right away. And then I didn't. And they said, oh, we're going to give you leads and we're going to do all this. And then they said, call your friends and family. It just couldn't find a fit. 2010, that's the pivotal year. We were actually contacted by Troy McQuaig. It's spelled McQuagge. Fabulous, visionary in this industry. I encourage you to Google him. But Troy reached out to Ron and I in 2010. We had crossed paths earlier in our careers. And he reached out because he was building a new company from the ground up. And he needed some good people to kind of form that with him. So we flew down to New Orleans. There was about 30 of us in a hotel breakout banquet room, and we heard his story. And I'll be very real with you. It was the coolest idea I'd ever heard. So jumped in. Decade later, we have grown from 30 people to over 3,000 people supporting the company, 57 offices nationwide. And we've topped over $1 billion in revenue the last 2 years. Even last year, being a pandemic, we had a banner year. So that says I chose the right industry. that says I chose the right guy to align my career with. And that's what I want to talk to you about here today, because the best part of this whole story is that with all this growth and all this amazingness, we've barely tapped 1% of our market share. So we've got a huge opportunity still to go. Now, little history lesson, because we can't look at what the next 10 years looks like for your career if we don't check the rearview mirror and see how we got here. The whole reason this company was formed was in 2010, there was a bill written. It was called the Affordable Care Act, or healthcare reform. A lot of people know it as Obamacare. And that was going to change how healthcare was distributed to individuals across this country. And Troy read all 2,419 pages of that bill. And he realized that, yes, the changes in the healthcare reform bill were going to help some people, but there was also going to be a lot of people left kind of wishing that they got more out of the program. So people who are helped, individuals who and families who are of, low income, poverty level, because the government built in subsidies either through actual, cash back, cost off of premium, or tax credit to allow individuals and families who really are in financial dire straits to be able to go out and get the same health insurance plan that you and I might get. Now, that's great if you are in that very narrow category of low-income individuals. The other people who were benefited were people with pre-existing conditions, because prior to the changes in the healthcare laws, if you had a chronic disease like fibromyalgia or diabetes, or if you had had a life-changing event like a heart attack or a stroke, you couldn't just go out and get the same health insurance as a perfectly healthy person. You were stuck getting it from your employer, or you were stuck getting it from a federal or state funded program. So then the bill came in 2010, changed everything, and beginning in 2014, all of the plans sold on the Obamacare marketplaces could not discriminate against pre-existing conditions, which just means that a person who has a whole lot of health challenges could go out and get the same plan as a person who is perfectly healthy, never goes to the doctor, never uses their health insurance. And the most important part is those two individuals would pay exactly the same amount. And that's really good for the person with the pre-existing conditions, because not only do they have coverage, but they don't pay any extra to use it 100 or 1,000 times more each year. That's a happy group of people too. Troy's best business advice: don't build a business model creating a solution where there might already be one. Instead, go look for an area where there is no solution, become that solution, and bam, you got a heck of a business idea. So that's what we did. Focused on the 45 million Americans who kind of fell in the middle when the healthcare bill was passed. These 45 million Americans make too much money to receive any of those government subsidies. Now, that doesn't mean they can afford it. Let's be honest, nothing has gone up more in price since 2014 till now, but health insurance premiums. They're skyrocketing. And most families are paying more for their health insurance than they are for their mortgages. And these people who, can't get a subsidy dollar are kind of stuck in that window. The other people who are in these 45 million that we're trying to help don't have access to coverage through their employer. And this is a growing group, by the way, because back in the day, you went and got a job and your employer provided your group sponsored health insurance. The challenge is that many of these 45 million Americans not working for companies who offer benefits. Maybe it's a small to a mid-sized company. Maybe they're the self-employed or the independent contractor. Maybe they're the business owner themselves, and they're just trying to protect their family and their health. So we really found an underserved market. And that's what Troy wanted to do, is bring great people, great companies together to create a private sector health insurance that hadn't been found anyplace else. So that's us, Benefits Group of the Rockies, our building right here at I-25 in Arapahoe, open for business. Okay, I will absolutely respect masks, hand sanitizer. I've got a thermometer. Our desks are 10 feet apart, but we're trying for normal. We want to go back to having a place to go to work, to be able to be trained, to be work side by side. So we are here. Troy also took some of the best companies in the industry. US Health Group is the insurance company out of Fort Worth, Texas. The American Independent Business Coalition. This is a nationwide not-for-profit organization that provides benefits and services to people who are self-employed, independent contractors, small business owners, hint, our clients. And We're all under the wing of United Healthcare, the world's largest insurance company, not just the country's, the world's. And that's good because not only do they have incredibly deep pockets, but they have a great infrastructure in place and a nationwide PPO network opportunity so that the plans that Troy created would actually be able to be used at any doctor, any hospital across state lines. And that's a big perk because the Obamacare plans only work in the state that you live in. So Troy set out with all of these talented individuals to create a private sector health insurance plan that had never been created before. He wanted something that was comprehensive, paying every single medical bill after a small deductible. He wanted it to have access to doctors and prescriptions, even virtual doctors, which when he created it in 2010, he had no idea how valuable that was going to be in 2020, but it's a really nice benefit to be able to provide these days. Plus, he wanted them to be comfortable for people who were using these plans instead of their employer insurance. So having the perks like dental, vision, life insurance, disability, all in the same portfolio, all priced at about half to a third less than the Obamacare marketplaces. And when you factor in that nationwide PPO network, you've got a plan that costs less, provides more benefit, and is so user-friendly because you can get it to work at any doctor, any hospital nationwide. We really created the best health insurance available in America. And we know this because the American Business Awards has been telling us this for decades. We've received awards for sales, customer service, innovation, financial stability, social responsibility. And even last year, when there was no award ceremony held, the insurance company, US Health Group, named Company of the Year, and Troy received his 5th consecutive CEO of the Year award. It actually earned him a Lifetime Achievement Award, all because he chose to look at healthcare from a different perspective. He wanted to create coverage like nobody had ever had, and then wrapped a career agency around it. So as the representatives, we have a program that people cannot find anyplace else. They have to talk to us to get the coverage. And keeping it off of the Obamacare marketplaces allows us to sell all year round, compensate our sales agents better than anything, and provide the best coverage that Americans who qualify for it really, really want. Now, he didn't stop there. It wasn't just about the plan. It was about the tools in your hands to make you successful. One of the things I'm proud that Troy built into the system is the ability to provide company-sponsored leads. Okay, this gives us a chance to give you hundreds of new and interested people to talk to every week that you haven't already met. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of sales companies out there that have a lot of great products. But the first place they tell you on your first day of work is pull out your phone. Let's see your contacts. How many family members can we call? How many friends can we call? How many previous business associates can we call to sell the products to? Guys, that's not me. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't want those people to have these products. I just want them to be the ones calling you, not you hanging out at the family barbecue trying to drum up business and getting, your entire family irritated by you. We got to get you to people who want what we have that you haven't already met. So these leads go out in a real-time fashion, meaning when a customer goes online and creates the leads, it can get into the hands of a salesperson almost immediately through these online lead management systems. And you get to choose which one that you want to have. There's lots of them out there. Some of the ones that I know my sales team uses are VanillaSoft or iSales. Those are really good platforms. And the reason I like them is not only do they call for you, but they allow you to leave a voicemail, send a text, send an email, all with the press of the button. Then it gives you the opportunity to set up drip campaigns to continue to follow up with people, as well as a full CRM so that you can see where you stand with every single client you've ever contacted. It's a very, very user-friendly system. And like I said, it allows me to get the leads to you in a real-time fashion. Now, the focal point on this page is down in the lower left-hand corner, free. The leads that you receive from the company are free. That doesn't mean they're free leads. This isn't a old 1997 phone book. This isn't a list of new home buyers from 2019. These are real-time internet generated or individually generated internet sourced leads that I have to pay for. Okay. They cost me $10, $12, $15, $17 a piece just for a name and a phone number. I just don't pass that cost on to you because I know what a tremendous expense it can be. So I provide an unlimited amount of leads going through your lead management system throughout your career. It's always going to be there for you. But here's what I'll tell my team. Don't become a one-trick pony. Think of these company leads as a hand up, not a hand out. Use them while you're establishing the many other ways that we can attract clients in this business, because you also need to have a strong online presence. The company provides you with a professional agent website so that you can harness the massive power of technology to be able to utilize all of our internet big social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can spread the message about more affordable, more comprehensive health insurance, but then use your website as a funnel to get those people who are interested from your online groups into your own email, your own text, so that you can start those conversations and help those people find what they're looking for. That's really what we're here to do, is help you learn how to use the company tools like company sponsored leads and using your website, but also just tapping into the experience that we have. Ron and I have a 45-year combined experience platform in this industry. We can teach you how to get referrals from customers, how to get positive online reviews, how to create business to business relationships, use local and regional networking opportunities. We want you to feel like you have all of the tools at your disposal. You just have to pick them up and start using them. Then I'm in the classroom at least 3 days a week. And I do this for you because I want you to feel confident. And to me, feeling confident is having the knowledge and the understanding of what you're selling, how you're selling it, how you're explaining it. I want you to be able to present a plan to a customer and have it work exactly the way that you said it was gonna. And so know that you have that ability to have that swagger to be like, yes, I'm right. You need to have these programs. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you understand it. So I take time every day on an individual basis and in a classroom basis to give you product knowledge, presentation skills, the processes and procedures that we use here in the company, sales techniques like closing and overcoming objections. We're really lucky because we've got two of the best right here on our sales floor. Neil and Ron are top performers in the company, and they're going to sit side by side with you and give you an immersion training. So, you know, I always use this as like, it's my way of helping people become successful, and I want you to embrace it. Because if I said, hey, Aiden, I'm going to teach you how to speak Spanish, and I put you on my jet and we fly to France, and I push you out in Charles de Gaulle Airport, and I hand you a stack of German books, and I say, okay, honey, good luck. I hope you learn Spanish. That's not going to be a very effective way. But if instead we jump in my plane and we go to Spain and we go move in to a Spanish community, and we take part-time jobs there, and we work there, and we live there, and we go to the local restaurants, and every conversation that we have is in Spanish, I guarantee you 90 days in, 6 months in, we're speaking like locals. Why? Because I immersed you in the environment that you needed to get the skills to be super good at what you want to be as fast as I possibly could. Could I also just give you, you know, what's that, Rosetta Stone Spanish, and say, okay, here, go figure that out? Sure. But are you going to get as good at it? No. Are you going to get as good at it as quickly at it? No. So immersion training is where it's at. And that's what we do on our sales floor. You're going to come to the office. You're going to sit side by side with guys who know what they're doing. You're going to make phone calls together. You're going to run presentations together. You're going to quote programs together so that you have the ability to learn while you're doing what we do. And that's the best part. Because as Neil and Ron are helping you present and close sales, that money's going in your pocket, not theirs. Okay, they've got established careers, they've got established clientele. Their goal is to help you find success in this career opportunity. And the main reason we're able to do it, guys, is because everything we do is virtual. Okay, this isn't driving around town, sitting in people's kitchens, sitting in the back office of their, you know, business. This is computer to computer, like we're doing right now, or computer to smartphone. So we can show a client, not just tell a client what we do. And that's great for them, but it's also great for us. Now I can reach every corner of the state of Colorado without having to drive 5 hours, 7 hours to get there. Not only can I reach Colorado, I can reach all 30 states that we do business in, which is going to be a huge, huge growth trajectory because now I'm selling all across the US to people who need us. Now, you got to assume, guys, if we put this much thought into the program, the health plan itself, and we put this much thought into the training platform, and we put this much thought into the tools that we give you to help you be successful, pretty sure Troy put thought into compensation too. It just makes sense. 5 different income streams that are available. Weekly advances based on new customer sales. This is getting paid every Monday for all of the policies that you put in the system that are enforced by close of business Thursday. So it's a short sales cycle. Monthly bonuses for top performers, quarterly bonuses for everyone, top performer or not. Residual income, guys, that is the word that I want you to embrace out of everything that I talked to you about today, because that is the reason that our company works. Okay. Residual income is based on the insurance concept that every single month when a customer makes their health insurance premium payment, you as their agent are compensated every single month for as long as that customer has the plan. That's a really, really interesting concept that has allowed us to build such financial income for today and long-term wealth for the future. And then there's also a profit sharing program, and I want to share that with you too, because I think it's really special and very unique to our company. So here's where you might take notes, guys. I'm going to go through all this, but very, very high level. When we talk one-on-one, I'll dig down into the mud and help you understand it deeper, but I just want to give you a snapshot so that you know what's possible here with our company. I'm using an average sale of $500. That's what a customer is paying on a monthly basis to get the health insurance benefits that we provide to them. Now, that looks like a lot of different clients, okay? $500 could be a whole family in their 20s with a couple children. It could be a couple in their 40s. It could be an individual who's 59 or 60 years old. Age is a factor in the health insurance programs. But I wanted to keep it simple, so that's why I took the average. $500 sale into the company, $1,000 income into your bank account the Monday afterwards. Wow, Shireen, how do we do that? I give the company $500, they give me $1,000. That's about 10 times more than any other sales company has ever offered me. Absolutely true, okay? It's a very unbalanced system, but Troy wanted it specifically to be that way. Why? Because if we were like every other sales company out there and paid you $100 every time you made a $500 sale, you'd be scrambling around just like every other underpaid salesperson on the planet, trying to find 10, 12, 15 people to make sales to this week to be able to feed your family. Troy instead took a look at how the industry worked and said, hey, we can do better if we want to for our agents. Remember residual income. You're going to get paid every month for this client that you just helped into a $500 a month insurance plan. Why not front end load your compensation? Let's give you 8 months at the time of the sale so that you can actually bring home a $1,000 paycheck, actually be able to pay your bills, focus on making 1 or 2 or 3 sales each week, and carve out a lifestyle and performance-based sales that you actually want to be a part of. No more paycheck to paycheck, actually creating an environment where with 2 sales a week in a 12-month period, you're actually in a 6-figure income. And guys, this isn't just possible, this is probable if you come in and do what we ask you to do. Now, what we're going to ask you to do is a 40, 50, 60-hour work week. It's going to be, not 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. There's going to be early mornings. There's going to be late nights. There's going to be hours on the weekends. Do you want to make 6 figures or not? Because the reality in sales is that's what it takes to make that 6-figure income, is that kind of commitment towards career. But we're here to help you get it. Now, I also said we had monthly bonuses. Top 75 salespeople get $125,000 to split every single month. And maybe you're not in the top 75 in your first 6 months, maybe not even in your first year, but you know who is? Ron and Neil. And who's going to train you how to do this business? Ron and Neil. So you know what you can expect if you follow the processes that Ron and Neil give you? Monthly bonuses. Quarterly bonuses, a little bit different. This is a progressional compounding bonus. And that sounds like a whole lot of fancy words, but all it means is that quarter after quarter, year after year, you're going to receive a bonus for every single client that you help. It's a compounding bonus. So each quarter, it's a snapshot of everyone that you've helped up until that point. So see how it grows? I used an example here of a woman who began working with me 6 years ago. She averages 3 sales per week. First quarter bonus, $456. I remember when she got that. She actually went out and bought a new pair of shoes and took her husband out to dinner because he told her she was nuts for going into performance-based sales. And she got a $456 bonus and said, I'll show you. I think she took him over here to Shanahan's and he was in after that. No kidding, right? But her second quarter bonus jumped to 1,000, over 1,700 in the third quarter, over 2,300 in the fourth quarter, because that's what I'm talking about, guys. Quarter after quarter, year after year, it just continues to grow for everybody that you help. That's what it is it is a reward for helping customers and staying the course with your career over the long haul. Comes to us 4 times a year, March, June, September, and December, and can really, 2 years in, 4 years in, 6 years into your career, become a significant portion of your annual income. So think about what I've talked about already. Go out, make 1, 2, 3 sales each week. Get yourself to the position to where you're on the board to get those monthly contests and build that quarterly compounding bonus till it becomes significant in your bank account. Those 3 things are what I call the today money. And I call it the today money because it's the money that we spend today, right? This is how we get out of debt. This is how we pay our bills. This is also how we buy that new car. This is also how we take that great vacation. The only thing it doesn't encompass is how are we going to retire? Because Troy wanted us to be able to retire from performance-based sales as well. So 2 programs that are more financially lucrative, that provide a greater opportunity, are going to be the residual income and the profit sharing program. Now, residual I talked about just a little bit ago, right? Every single month when your customer makes a payment, you're compensated. Guys, we have the best health coverage in America. Right? 100% coverage, small deductible, doctor's prescriptions, virtual doctors, dental vision. You can use it at any doctor, any hospital. And once you're approved for the plan, you can keep it all the way to age 65. So we keep clients for a long time. That's where it's at. And that monthly residual continues to grow. Now you get 8 months of your compensation for every single client right at the time of the sale, but you also get paid month 9, 10, 11, 20, 56, 122. You see where I'm going here, right? It just keeps going and going and going. Our goal in our first 12 months together is to get this residual up to about 2,000, 3,000, even 4,000 a month. Because when I do that, I know if you put the same effort in next year as you did this year, the top 3 green ones, right? 1, 2, 3 sales, monthly contest, quarterly bonus, you're going to give yourself a 25% annual increase just from your residual income. Okay. It truly is the gift that keeps on giving. Now, I love residual, but it's not why I'm here. I came because of Troy. I came because Troy knows how to build a company. Troy knows that the largest asset that we have is you. It's the sales agents on the ground making the sales to the customers. Without that, we don't even have a company. So he has, every single year that this company has been alive, he has given profits off the top back to the salespeople just for doing their jobs. This year in 2021, when we hit our $1.47 billion sales goal, there's going to be $26 million, right, coming off the top, going back to the top 400 salespeople in the company. And guys, this is real 6-figure income, okay? This is something that Troy has been doing for a long time. And I know it's real because Ron and I have reaped the benefits for it multiple times over. $122,000, $139,000, $160,000, $244,000. Guys, we're not special. We just put our heads down and went to work. The company grew and we got a slice of the pie because Troy believes that if we are going to benefit from the growth of the company, what are we going to do? We're going to come in, we're going to work hard, we're going to make a great lifestyle for ourselves, and the company is going to continue to be successful. All right, last few minutes. Enough about the company. Let's talk about you. Because what I'm looking for is a fit. And I need you to understand that, the process here is a little bit different. This isn't a position for just anyone. I think you have to be a little different in order to appreciate what we've got going on here and be willing to do what it takes to get there. So I would say the best fit is someone who has the head of a CEO and the heart of an entrepreneur. Let me explain that. Head of a CEO, you're running a business. We are self-employed, 1099 independent contractors. We just do it as a group. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself here. You're getting leads, you're getting mentorship, you're getting training, you have an office to come to collaborate, to work with others, but you still got to run it like a business. Okay. If you went out and bought a franchise, let's say you bought a Dunkin' Donuts franchise or a Pizza Hut franchise. First off, you'd invest about $250,000. You're not doing that here. Don't worry. But when you had that franchise, you would have an accountability as the boss of that franchise to run it the way it needs to be run, right? You couldn't show up at work at 10 o'clock every morning if you were running Dunkin' Donuts, could you? Because everybody who wanted a donut and coffee has already gotten it from someplace else because you didn't open your doors. If you didn't want to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because you like to have your weekends to yourself, you'd be the worst Pizza Hut franchise owner ever. Because more pizza is sold Friday, Saturday, Sunday than any other time of the week, right? So when I say head of the CEO and I say, hey guys, you're going to work mornings, you're going to work evenings, you're going to work some weekends, you got to think like a business owner. And you got to hold yourself accountable to putting in the time and the effort to make it successful. But I also want that entrepreneurial spirit, because entrepreneurs have passion for what they do. They love it. They're excited about it. They're innovative about it. They're always thinking of new and creative ideas to bring more customers in the door, to do what they do in a better way. And I want that breath of life in your business, because that's how we all get better, is collaborating with new and interesting ideas to make this really very fun. Now, of course, I want people who are competitive and accountable, have the highest integrity and the strongest of character. But really where it hits me the most is if you understand our mission statement. Our mission statement is hope, helping other people every day. And everybody gets it on the surface, right? Pick up the phone, call a lead, find somebody to help every single day. That's what we do. But when you think of it more as helping and serving, having a switch in your head go off, and instead of looking for somebody to sell every day, look for an individual or a family who maybe doesn't have protection or is struggling financially, and being able to come in and help them become in a better position. That really changes how you approach your career. And then when you've got that servant attitude, well, then you can spread it around. Guys, we're really lucky in what we do. Troy wants us to help our families within our own four walls, yes, but also help our extended family and our community and our churches and causes that we believe in. Because when you can embrace the mission that we have of helping and serving, it's not only going to give you a better career, it's going to kind of define you as what you should be and what you can be, and what you, I hope, want to become as a person, not just a career, but an overall better everything. And that's really what I'm looking for. All right, two things real quick before we break for the day. You got to have a license to do what we do. Health and life insurance, 2 tests, multiple choice, 100 questions each, 70% or better. Got to pass a criminal background investigation, get appointed with the company. There are steps. Kara and I are here to walk you every step of the way. We've both gone through the licensing process this year just to check it out. Again, I do it every couple of years. Because we want to be able to give you advice and coach you and help you. There are small costs associated with every step along the way, but we're here to help you offset that cost, okay? Now, there's certain things I can't help you with. Guys, it's a 1099 independent contractor position. I can't pay for your background investigation. That would be a conflict of interests, right? But I can reimburse you for your studies and for getting the license. And then I can put $100 and $250 and $500 in gift cards right into your hands so that we can help you, not only offset costs, but get more marketing put in place and get additional states. Because once you pass the test here in Colorado, you can get licensed in any of the other 30 states that we do business in without a test. Only pay the fee and get the license in place. So we're here to help you do all that. So hopefully today has shown you we've got a really, really good playbook in our hands. We've got a great program. We've got a great training platform. We've got all the tools and assistance that you're going to need to be successful. But we need people who want to plug in and put the effort in to make the whole thing success. So that's what we're going to find out next.